Okay, day 245 off the grid, and yes, I've actually been doing some work in the solar shed. And we're looking at here my Morningstar charge controller, which is on circuit C at the moment, which is the so-called light batteries, although they haven't been running the lights for months. Anyway, what I've been doing is having a bit of a play around, and see this diode here? That's in the ground connection from the battery, the negative. I've been kind of getting into this stuff on the internet, some extreme solar views, which part of which is that whole amorphous panel thing, but the other thing is charging up batteries to about 15 or 15.2 volts every time, and apparently you get a lot more cycles out of them. Apparently charging a battery to 15 volts is the only way to get all the last remaining sulphates off the plates. So I'm going to try that on my flooded batteries, these golf cart batteries here, for a few days and see if that is correct. As you can see, this meter is showing what they are currently sitting at, which is just shy of 15 volts. And the way I've been able to get them there is to basically use this diode to trick the Morningstar charge controller. In other words, the Morningstar is actually sitting 0.6 volts now above ground, so it can basically charge up to 0.6 volts higher than its normal cutoff voltage, which for flooded batteries is 14.5. So with this diode, you know, everyone knows the diode's got a voltage drop of about 0.6 volts, but in reality that changes depending on the current through it, which is why I've reconnected this little light. This used to be here to warm the temperature sensor to actually cause the voltage to lower when I had this connected to my gel cells, because I thought it was charging them a bit high and causing them to flood a bit, or frothing as I called it. But now it's simply connected to the load terminals, so this diode has got some load through it, which sort of stabilizes its characteristic voltage. And if I wanted the diode to have a bigger voltage drop, I could install a bigger bulb. Another way of doing this would be maybe to have used a resistor here and then put a constant current source across the load terminals, which a bulb to many degrees is, but you could do a better one with a transistor, of course. But nevertheless, so this is putting out, there's our volts. I wonder if we can look in the cap. Yeah, we look in the cap. As you can see, well, you might not be able to see, but I can see, it's just bubbling away slowly. So it's not boiling hard out, it's just gassing away lightly. And of course, if I overcharge doing this, I can always replenish the water, so we've got no issues there. Let's see if we can measure the current. I'll see if I can do it one-handed. Clamp meter, zero it. This is the best place to measure the total current. There we go. 6.25, yeah, 6.2, 6.3 odd amps are going into the batteries currently. So the idea is to basically see if this approach actually works. And one of the things I've done is normally connected to the load there would be my lighthouse controller, which is this board over here. Now, since I might be away a bit tomorrow and I'm not sure exactly what could happen here, because I mean, imagine if this goes haywire and starts charging up to 16 volts or something, which I don't think it will, but just in case, I don't want to frag the semis in my lighthouse controller, so I've disconnected it from the Morningstar, and through this temporary clip lead arrangement it's connected to the batteries that run all the 12 volt stuff at the moment through the little distribution board. So I thought, yeah, a better idea, eh? Better be safe than sorry. I mean, I've looked up the part numbers of the devices, like the 4017, which is the main chip in here that does the sequencing, and the 40106, which is part of the circuitry which turns the pulses from the player up here into a nice smooth pulse to do the switching, which I shouldn't really go into that too much because I've been meaning for a long time to make an actual comprehensive video about my lighthouse controller. But yeah, but those two chips, they can handle up to 18 volts, which is the absolute maximum rating, and if this gets up to 15 it should be okay because that's their standard sort of upper level. As for the MP3 player itself up here, there's a 7805 in there, and with the current that the MP3 player pulls, that should be no problem whatsoever. Looking out here, you can see the nice day and the lawn's getting a bit shaggy, so shortly after I make this video I am in fact going to go and crank up the beast and do some gay lawning. It's about time I do, so that's what I'm going to do. But I can do that satisfied in the knowledge that I've done some work on my solar stuff today. So, see you later.